Hey everybody, this is crypto trading and investing. When things fall apart, you guys come here to see how things come together. And today we're going to talk about VeChain and is it possible to use $1,000, right? 1,000 US dollars, maybe 1,000 pounds, maybe 1,000 euros, 1,000 pesos. Now you need a lot more than that, but you use 1,000 of whatever you have to be able to get $1 million. Now, I can already tell that I know you've seen the title, and some of you are, completely wondering if it's clickbait. Long story short, it's somewhat, but not really clickbait. Uh, when I was speaking about this, this was back in December. Where is December? December 2019. The price was somewhere around 40%, 30% lower. Okay. And then it really dropped. I'm like, wow, it's gonna get down here, and no, it did not get to one uh tenth of a penny. It almost did. It almost got down to that, and unfortunately, I thought it was gonna get a little lower. I got it somewhere in this area, but I did not have. I was really saving a bigger buy from uh 1/10 of a penny. I thought it was just like complete collapse, and I just missed it. But I did load up a lot on that, and I had already sold off before this drop here because it was just too obvious. Head and shoulders, then the coronavirus thing, and then boom, it just finished it off, just KO. Okay, but with that being said, we're here to talk about how to take $1,000, and really, technically speaking, it's more like 2.5K or $3,000 at this point, to $1 million with VeChain. So let me check my notes on what we're talking about. So, oh yeah, another thing. So this chart is very misleading. Because look, it says that this high is 2.7 cents, 2.8 cents, right? But VeChain existed before VET. It was actually called VEN, then before they went from proof of stake, if I'm not mistaken, to proof of authority. And that's a different video. That's something to do with their voting rights and other things like that, and how you get your how you get VTHO, VeChain Thor. And so I don't want to go into that right now because VeChain Thor and VeChain are two separate things, but you do get VeChain Thor with the more VeChain that you have in a node. A node is your way of securing the network. You get a certain amount, let's say 1,000,000 VeChain, which I think is about $8,927 based on this current price at this flash second right here. If you had 1,000,000 of those, and you had you can have a VeChain Thor Thunder node or something of what it's called. And of course, I'm gonna get slammed in the comment section for saying that incorrectly. But you can get a node, and it'll give you incentives, an X node, if I'm not mistaken, and it'll give you incentives to get extra VeChain. Now, what happened with VeChain is that the all-time high was actually $9.28, but because it rebranded and split its chain into two, it went to VeChain Thor, and then it gave us VET. Okay, so VTHO is what you get as commissions to, like, as a reward from the network and to pay for the network fees, so it doesn't use VeChain directly. And then VeChain from VEN to get to this proof of authority from proof of stake and get off of the Ethereum blockchain, it went to VET. But it also it diluted the supply by 100 to 1. So every one that you had, you got an extra 100 for, or 99, or how the specific math works out. So yes and no, the equivalent to that may be 90 cents, right? But here we go, which means people technically still have a chance. The thing is, we just need enough VeChain Thor combined with that, and that's how we can technically still get this. And if this goes to $1, how we can take 1,000 US dollars. But because VeChain Thor operates in its own, let's see if it even has its VTHO. No, it doesn't. But I can go to CoinMarketCap and all those other sites. But because it has its own market as well, and it trades up and down, and it can skyrocket when VeChain doesn't, I'm not really including that too much in the calculation here. It does factor in. It definitely does factor in, because alone from this price to a $1, I think is a 15,000% increase, maybe 13,000% increase from this alone. And so if you add in the factor that you're getting paid in VeChain Thor, which also goes up in price with that and has skyrocketed at different times and dumped hard, then that's something that we want to go on. And definitely watch the video on market cycles, because this tells you when to get in and out of the market cycle video. Helps to understand when to get in and out of Bitcoin versus another cryptocurrency, and so on and so forth. But let's go over VeChain Thor. That's what is VeChain. So, okay, let's go over to what is VeChain. So, okay, look, I'm going to summarize this thing for you all. So basically, here, let me look at my notes as I have this screen up here, because this is a little bit outdated as far as some of their partnerships and things like that. So VeChain's focus. So actually what I want to say is, for now, let's just focus on how this will help make you money during the rest of this market cycle. Okay. So VeChain's purpose is to authenticate products and services using their technology. This means anti-counterfeit. You know, you guys with Louis Vuitton bags, don't be counterfeiting. Supply chain tracking in real time on products, you know, like Walmart or Amazon services. You know, it fell off of, you know, a truck, and I got this Nintendo Switch, you know. Yeah, tracking those. So there is less. Not sure about zero. I'm not really confident that they can eliminate everything. I don't think it may be possible to do that, but it might be. Stolen goods, when things are being shipped from warehouse to store. Stopping vehicles' history from being tampered, such as car mileage and more, as well as medical records authentication. Now, that is very important, especially even in, like, what happens if, and this happens all the time. The biggest industry right now to be hacked are the hospitals, where they would hack the computers and not allow the computers to be freed up until they get paid billions of dollars collectively. Ransomware and everything that's happening at these hospitals all over the globe. That's the number one industry that gets hacked and robbed for money. Surprised they don't actually try to hack bank systems, but I guess then that system is harder, or maybe they just, I don't know. But banks do get hacked, by the way. So that's very important too, because if those things get hacked, your medical record is there. Also, it's not efficient to send medical records between one hospital and another one. Okay, so that's the thing as well. So where was I at in my notes? And much more. Also, well, you know, VeChain already has a working product. Okay, VeChain has a working product. Nope, here it is. Here are the partners. They have working products already with the partners. This is the exciting thing, because almost all of the other cryptocurrencies don't have a working product, including Cardano, which is now shifting over to a working product. It's been out since 2017 and is now having a working product. But VeChain has been having a working product, and it's been authenticating things from wine to different shoes to different products that are being shipped, like food and vegetables and meats and other products from Walmart. So this is something that's very important. Okay, this is growing and has been accumulating in the background, and by the time it skyrockets, people will then get in, but it will have already they will already have missed the boat a lot. But hey, better late than never, right? So, and it's been making partnerships since 2017. And you'll see from this list in a second. One of the co-founders, Sonny Liu, which you saw had highlighted, was the chief information officer at Louis Vuitton in China. So he knows a thing or two about the importance of non-counterfeit goods, guys. Okay? This guy knows about them Louis Vuittons. Okay? He knows about getting his bags right. And he doesn't want you to counterfeit his Louis Vuitton. So much of Asia has had an issue with counterfeit items so far. Like they got Jumpman as the counterfeit Nike, and it's a whole brand in China because China doesn't respect copyright laws. And while I do feel that copyright in general is an anti-competition, anti-capitalist thing, where nations are claiming that they're capitalists, like information and ideas are free. If like for example, the information that I have here, but if you like it compressed and compiled together, then obviously I do charge in my Discord. As a side note, I do charge in my Discord for this compacted information organized for you, and obviously, I'm going to run ads on my YouTube to also monetize and other ways to do that because my time has been taken for it. But unlike that, which is true competition, another person can compete with me. And it's just going to be whoever you guys like the most, where you guys go get your information. Copyright and intellectual property rights and all of these things, which I think can have a place between 5 and 10 years from when you create something, but not lifetime of a company. That's just having too much of a monopoly. Then they buy this and buy that. Like Louis Vuitton owns 60 other brands. And oftentimes it results in industry stagnation, because if Louis Vuitton owns all the brands, or Nike owns all the brands, or Adidas, which owns Reebok, Nike owns Converse, and things like that, it's not really giving anything innovative anymore. Car companies or oil and gas. So that's an aside here. While this will help with the counterfeiting, I hope that it also pushes the innovation here. And that's just my own hope. That has nothing to do with them, with how it's making us money. I guess I went on a slight rant there off script about that. So let's get back on topic about how it's making us money. So VeChain. Oh yeah. So Sonny Liu was the chief information officer at Louis Vuitton in China. So, you know, he's good with the anti-counterfeit stuff. But with the implementation of VeChain, it will see most likely of a dramatic drop, which is their whole plan. That's the whole thing about VeChain, in counterfeit goods. So obviously Discord subscribers will hear the full way on how this makes them money. And if you guys are interested in that, just check the description below on the cost and how to join. There's an email address that you will send that when you're ready to join after you have that fee. And then, hey, welcome to the family. We'd love to have you. And so here are the partners. So we got DNVGL, which they audit themselves. So they audit in different industries, like it says here. They are certification, and auditing services that they provide. And so it's for renewable energy, oil and gas, food and beverage, healthcare, and so on and so much more. So this is a huge thing. They already are doing that. So they're going to implement VeChain with them, and that's freaking fantastic. So this is a big one. People are really sleeping on PricewaterhouseCoopers, PwC for short. They are one of the largest auditors in the world. Okay. Even it says right here, one of the big four. If I'm not mistaken, they're either number 1 or 2 in the US. So they work with IBM, Ford, Dell, Cisco, 3M. I can't sell this enough. They actually have had ads with crypto, with a blockchain. They did not use VeChain's name. We already knew, or at least I already knew, that they had partnered with VeChain. They were using VeChain's technology on that. And by the time this comes out, it's not good. So, for example, between DNVGL, right, and PwC, they're both into the auditing business, okay? But also, it's a certification service as well, so it's slightly not competing with them. But these two are basically in the same industry in some ways, right? While this one focuses on Fortune 500 companies and things like that, and this focuses on different industries, they may both use VeChain, but they call it a different name for their blockchain and crypto because they're trying to sell their clients. They might not want to use VeChain's name directly, although they're the background. Just like, for example, Reebok. It doesn't use Adidas' name, but it's owned by Adidas. Adidas has Reebok. So when you go to Reebok and you're thinking, hey, I hate Adidas, I'm getting Reebok, or I hate Nike, I'm getting Converse. I've talked to so many people recently. They did not know that these two were owned by them. That was crazy. And that's not even I mean, Ralph Lauren, so on and so forth. You got different brands on it. So they might call it different names, but it's still the VeChain behind the scenes. This pushes the usership of it and pushes the price up. And I cannot emphasize this enough. We can go through other ones, BitOcean, which is a ATM, Bitcoin ATM services, China, just in general, being in support of it. That's a big one because it's based in Singapore and China. So, I mean, when you got Huawei, you got IBM, Microsoft, and all of those behind it, through that are going to use that, right? In China Mobile, their cell phone provider and service over there. That's crazy. Direct imported goods. That's another big one. Um, let's go back. Let's go down. BMW. Here we are. This is what I was talking about with the car companies. You're getting car companies that want to be able to have this data. The mileage data is going to be backed up on a blockchain that will not be able to be deleted. This is very important. So when somebody's going to buy a new car, this will change so many different things. It stops the counterfeit, those guys trying to sell a lemon to you, where they dress up the car and it looks nice, just like the internet scammers out here that will sell up a service and look nice and steal people's information and try to resell it to you. And then it's watered down or something like that. So this will be very important, where it makes it harder for people to fake the mileage, fake the accidents, fake all of these things, because it's probably a box in there that will back it up on the blockchain, and then it will have that information ready. And so somebody might just have to scan it. So LVMH, Louis Vuitton, Moet Hennessy, okay, they own 60 different brands. Okay, 60 different brands. Oh, it even says that 60 daughter has around 60 daughter companies. You got Louis Vuitton, Givenchy, Dior, Dom Perignon, Marc Jacobs, blah blah blah. This already the previous CIO is working there. So obviously, a partnership with Louis Vuitton makes sense. Just like Ripple's former executives and members used to work at Goldman Sachs, the Federal Reserve, in politics and things, central banks, that would make sense that Ripple will have an easy way to partner with governments, especially particularly in the U.S. and banks, because they have already these type of people in their board. So this is a big one too. A brand with 60 different companies under their umbrella, that's fantastic. And then here's another car company, Renault. Um, Same thing with BMW with their group of companies and Renault. This is huge for the auto manufacturing industry. And same thing, Microsoft and VZO. Many of you may not have heard of VZO, so I'll just go with Microsoft here. They are partnering up with that same project to create a digital car maintenance book. So let's see if there's one more on here. In BYD, the largest car company in the world, if I'm not mistaken, as far as electronic vehicles, if not that. Oh yeah, build your dreams. Largest manufacturer of electric automobiles and batteries. Okay, so and it's backed by China. The electric cars, electric vehicles are huge in China. Not because they want to be the leader in that. I don't think. I think because of environmental issues, smog and stuff. Just like in California, you kind of push yourself a certain way. I found that people don't necessarily go for things because they should. It's because we are pushed to. Like, do I get up and go work out because I should go work out? Probably. But there might be another reason. I might be training to compete for something. We need to have a reason for why we do most things in life. And I found that it's like in China, that's huge over there. And that's for one of the reasons, because they've been the dump capital of the world. People have sent their recyclable goods there. They've sent their dumpster garbage there. All this other waste has been in China. So China is now saying, hey, middle finger to everybody else. Let's stop doing this. Let's stop doing it. Just sending it. We're not the garbage dump of the world anymore. We're trying to slow it down. We are now developing these systems. And let's go down to, where's a Walmart here? So Walmart China. They said they want 50% of all their packaged meat. Everybody should go vegan. 40% of vegetables, 12.5% of seafood tracked. Seafood and meat, I don't know why they track these things as different, because it's all animal and that's meat. It's nothing different. But yeah, tracked using VeChain. So by the end of 2020, we're in mid 2020, literally just over halfway through, because it's June, and they made this partner since 2019. And actually, they had two announcements. It shows it right here. The first announcement, and then they had a second one where it just had some pump or something. And here's another list of VeChain partnerships. Let me see if there's something that's a little bit different on here. This actually is a lot more pretty simple to look at. I thought I took that on notes, but yeah, you guys actually see that information here. So this is where we want to accumulate as close to or above 1 million VeChain as possible. And this is something that can skyrocket to $1. Like I said, it's already been to $9.28 or so, or something like that. Before it split one to 100, I have to be fair. So that means if it gets up to about 90 plus cents, and then also, which would be like 100x plus, be 105x right now at the current price. And then I almost want to say, so this is my opinion, okay? I'll be able to say what I want to say now. So if and when it gets up to $1, that combined with VeChain Thor will allow, I think, a person to take about $3,000, maybe $4,000, and just accumulate as much as possible, and take that to $1 million US. This is one of those projects that are there. I'll do a video on Cardano too about getting that to $1 and how that is, but we are 10 times smaller. When I say we, I mean VeChain is 10 times smaller than Cardano's current price. So Cardano being at 8 cents compared to VeChain being at a tenth of that, literally a tenth of that, is different. But I mean, I think both of these projects can get to $1, and the higher return is obviously going to be VeChain. Will it take longer to get to $1? Maybe, improbably, but I really can see this going up there, and it's like one of those projects that'll skyrocket. It's being used by so many different companies, and I've kind of just beat the dead horse. If you guys like this, if you want to join the Discord, look at the description below, see the email, see the pricing and everything like that. Also, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and tell others about this, because we're going to be coming out with way more information. I'm going to put my production quality up, because I think not just talking into these, but actually scripting them out and everything. This one was a little bit more rushed as far as the script, and a little bit off of the top of my head, because I did promise the members of my Discord, hey, I'm getting this video out to you today. And this was the first day that I actually wanted to do some production quality here. So I had to cut the editing or anything like that. And actually, if I do the full production, it's going to be really hard for me to trade, teach, and do all of these. So something's going to have to give, or I build up a team of people to help do some editing or something like that, because it's already hard enough the way it is to try to teach people while I am trading, an active trader. But I mean, it's fun. I love teaching. So I just obviously would like to get paid for my time that I'm taking there, because it does take away time for me trading. And so I think it's fair. So with that being said, hey, catch you all on the next video, which I believe I should just do one on Cardano. What do you guys think? If you guys think I should do a video on Cardano, leave it down in the description, and I can talk about different ways of how Cardano could get you to 1 million, or maybe 500,000, or something like $10,000 from a smaller amount of money. It doesn't always have to be 1 million. Obviously, that's a clickbait thing a little bit, because people always want to hear about that. So you guys let me know what you guys want to see on the next video, and I may pick that topic up. Catch you all on the flip side.